Hey everyone, come on through to Living to Do's review of The Chi Season 7 finale called Rebirth. Before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So let's talk about it. Let's see, we had Reg. He gets arrested. First scene, we see him get arrested for the burglary that he was committing. Candace, his girlfriend, was supposed to be the lookout. She told Alisha her whereabouts about her boyfriend robbing the place, and the cops caught him real quick. And Reg knew something was up. He thought somebody really turned him in. Candace came clean real quick to say, I think it was me, because I told Terry what was happening and she must have, alerted the police. So what Reg does is he goes to Alicia's house because he knows Alisha is the Terry that Candace is talking about. He goes into her house and he starts wrecking the place. He ruins paintings and stuff, but then he steals, of course, jewelry, purses, all her stuff, money, whatever he could find. He steals it, and some ugly red, hopefully it's a one-of-a-kind gaudy red fur coat that Alisha has been known to wear. He steals all this stuff and he takes it back to his friends, and he gave some money to Keith. And Keith didn't really do anything, and in fact, he said, I don't want to do anything. But he took the money. He gave some stuff to Candace, and she's so excited. He even gave her that red ugly coat, which I'm sure she's going to be sporting. And he stole some purses, so she's going to be sporting those purses. And he gave some to Hannibal because Hannibal came after he robbed the place and he picked him up. So, Hannibal could go to jail for being an accomplice to the crime. And if they got pulled over with all that stolen stuff, Hannibal would have gone to jail. But Hannibal took the money that Reg offered. Okay, well, then we have a scene that out of the blue, and it doesn't make sense, that Rosalind randomly showed up at Nook's house and she put a gun on him. And she said that she found a letter that Duda said to kill the person that kills me. So she's under the impression that Nook killed Duda. Nook, being the criminal that he is, he thinks fast on his feet. And he tells Rosalind that Alisha killed Duda. And apparently Alisha doesn't like her anyway. And it makes sense to her that Alisha killed Duda. So she finds herself at Alicia's place. And she puts a gun on Alisha. And she tells Alisha that you killed her husband. And Alisha tries to explain it was Nook. She did want to kill her husband. It was a setup to kill him. But Nook killed him before she can get a chance to do that. So because it was premeditated anyway, on Alicia's part, she just shoots Alisha like 4 or 5 times. In her house, she's just dead. Just that easily. And she leaves. So ding dong, the witch is dead. As Alisha is laying in a pool of her own blood, Nut comes over and he sees that Alisha is dead. So he tips on out, wipes his prints on the doorknob behind him, and he leaves. He does tell Bacardi for some strange reason that Alisha is dead, and Bacardi doesn't understand how or why anybody would kill poor Alisha. What I can't understand is, where were Alicia's security cameras? She's rich. I'm sure you have cameras in the house. It's a big property. The robbery's not caught on camera. The killing's not caught on camera. Where are her cameras? Now, she does have security, which is Shad. But Shad, even he had the day off. And he was in sleeping with his new girlfriend that he has, sleeping up with her. She wants him to feel good about himself and, appreciate that he has a job. So he gets up and he has a better attitude and he goes over to Alicia's house, back to work. He opens the door and he sees her laying in a pool of blood. He doesn't know what to do, so he calls Victor. He calls him, but he doesn't tell Victor what the problem is over the phone. So Victor goes over to where he's at to see what's up. And Victor goes in there and sees shot over Alicia's body in a pool of blood. Of course, he says he didn't do it, but he wants to pick her up and put her on the couch. And Victor says, no, you shouldn't touch the body. And he, for whatever reason, I can understand why it was important for Shad to pick Alicia's body up off the floor and put it on the couch. But as they do that, then you hear the police outside, that the place is surrounded, and come outside with your hands up. So the two guys slowly go outside with their hands up, and they walk out to the police where they're apprehended. And that's basically how the show ended, but so much more happened in the show. You know, that last episode, Tiff's water broke and Victor took her to the hospital. And it was so crazy because that was after some event. They were out, it was at night. She was in her lounge cleaning it up. And then some crazy reason she wants to make a stop to get a picture from her house of Rob, so Rob could be there in spirit at the baby's birth. And then we see them in traffic, and it's daytime. Understand, you're just going to the local hospital. How did it become daytime full of all this traffic so fast? So they find themselves in traffic, and it's taking them longer to get to the hospital. The labor pains are coming strong. She's in the back seat. They finally make it to the hospital. She could barely walk. I don't know why they didn't get her a wheelchair. She could barely walk, and they got her on the elevator. As soon as the elevator doors close, the elevator is broken. It's down. She is in labor in the elevator with just Victor. And then over the intercom, they let them know, we don't know when we'll get this elevator back running. So they're going to have the doctor talk Victor through helping Tiff give birth in the elevator. So Victor's helping Tiff. He has to help her with the birth. So he sees her poom poom before he ever gets the poom poom. And he delivers the baby. I hope he's not turned off by that. Tiff had a boy, and she named her boy Rob Jr. after her dad. But I think she should name the baby Robert Victor Lafayette. Victor after Victor being there. He was very much a father figure throughout her pregnancy. Well, at least he was a father figure, a husband-like partner to her. Meanwhile, Jada is transitioning to death, laying in her bed as Keisha is in labor, about to deliver her child, Jada's grandchild. Keisha is at home having a home birth in a child's pool, how they do at home, like she did her last childbirth with Ronnie. She wants calm and peacefulness as the baby comes and be delivered. And so Keisha and Emmett, they have a girl. Jada finds out the baby is being born, so as she's laying in bed dying, she musters up enough energy to get to Emmett's house to see her grandchild. That was very important to her. And she's holding her grandchild, and she asks Keisha, what is the baby's name? And Keisha says, Jada. Oh, that was the sweetest moments. These two have the sweetest moments together. And Jada is holding her grandchild, named after her, as I cried. I think the baby gave Jada energy to hang on to life a little bit longer. But however, later that evening, Jada, lying in Darnell's lap on Emmett's couch, dies peacefully. And then Emmett enters the room, and he's just, holding his mother, crying. So it was a heartfelt scene, and they really gave it to us this year. Oh, love Jada. Just loved her character. And she died in her loving husband's arms. I guess if you could die, that's the most perfect way to do it. So Keisha and Tiff have babies on the same day. Both babies named after a parent or a grandparent. And both ladies have their paternal grandmother to their children die on the same day. I think it's presumably all the same day. Only on TV. I think the next season will be a kinder, gentler Shy, because this episode was called Rebirth, and I think Jada, she died with a peaceful cycle of life, a season and a character for her. And then we had Alisha being killed, so we're getting rid of the evil in the city. I think eventually Reg will be blamed for Alicia's murder, and because he's going to be caught with items stolen from her home, and so he's going to be presumably the murderer, the person that killed Alisha. And Tiff, she's going to have all Alicia's money because earlier in the season, Alisha left a will and she left everything to Tiff. So will she raise her own son EJ because she has enough money to do so? We'll see. But things are going to happen for Bakari next season that surround his book. And before Jada died, Emmett told her that he didn't want to leave Chicago because what would happen to Chicago if all the good men leave? So that tells us that Emmett's going to stay. And before Jada died, she had a moment with Keisha saying that she left her some money for her to start her own homeschooling. So I think we're going to see Keisha next season being a new mother, happy with her new baby and her new career, doing what she loves, all possible because of Jada. So I think next season is going to be hopefully just a kinder, gentler Shy. And Jada, of course, she's going to be missed. I wonder what the character, the actress Jada, will be doing, what new projects she'll be in, why she left the Shy in the first place. I mean, she was so real and authentic. Was a great actress and a beautiful woman. I really loved all the scenes with her. She made this season of The Shy enjoyable. But that is it for now. Thanks for staying with me to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will really, really appreciate it. And I thank you in advance. And I'll see you next season. But I gotta go for now because I got living to do. Bye.